Where is he? The Taliban's supreme leader has not been seen in public. Therefore, the rumors about him continue to remain a mystery. We visit the south of Afghanistan to decipher this enigma. Who exactly is Hibatullah Akhundzada, and where is he now?
Rural Kandahar, stronghold of the Taliban and home to their most senior leader, the invisible and revered Mullah Hibatullah Akhundzada. Islamist fighters lead the way through the Panjwai district to the village of Sperwan. This is where Akhundzada was born.
At the time of the Soviet invasion in 1979, fighting broke out in the village, and Akhundzada took refuge in a neighboring country, Pakistan. This place is very important to him as this is where he was raised and spent the first years of his life.
For Niamatullah, a young fighter and former student of Akhundzada, meeting the supreme leader in Pakistan years ago was one of the happiest moments of his life. Some in the intelligence community believe Akhundzada died in August 2019 in a suicide attack in Quetta, the Pakistani sanctuary of the Taliban in exile. But Niamatullah doesn't believe this for a second.
The enemy uses propaganda to create division among the Muslims and in the Taliban ranks, but they have failed to do so, and thank God he is alive.
Until the American withdrawal from the country this summer and the fundamentalist takeover in mid-August, no one knew where the emir was. The Taliban distributed only one photo of him in 2016, and it dates back to about 20 years ago. Akhundzada should now be in his 60s. However, in his village, none of this matters. He is as important now as he was back then. His house is still treated with an almost shrine-like status.
We are very happy to live here because it's named after Sheikh Sahib. Sheikh Sahib is very valuable and respected by us. We have made very sweet memories in this place and we love it because of Sheikh Sahib.
In the early 1990s, as the Islamist insurgency was taking hold in the ruins of the Soviet occupation, Akhundzada, then in his 30s, returned to his homeland. He settled at this mosque as the imam in Sperwan for 5 or 6 years.
The people of this area were very happy with him, and he was a very good man. In the whole time he was here, you couldn't find one person who was unhappy with him. Our families were so close that we were very informal with each other.
An event in Kandahar at the end of October 2021 fueled this unshakable faith in Akhundzada's survival. The supreme leader is said to have given a speech in a Quranic school in the city. This was his first public appearance since his appointment in 2016, confirming to the people of this village what they already believed.
He spoke at the Hakimia Madrasa last week, so there is no doubt that he is alive. People have spread all sorts of propaganda, but he is alive.
The Hakimia Madrasa is located in one of the poorer suburbs of Kandahar. The school, where 600 boys and teenagers now study, was one of the launching pads for several suicide attacks against Afghan and foreign forces in the region for 20 years.
In my opinion, it's an educational center. It's the center for his students. In fact, the history of Islam is based on sacrifices, and this madrasa has sacrificed many of its students to the Islamic Emirate in the last 20 years. These sacrifices were accepted by God. That's why our emir chose this place for his appearance.
Not much is known about his personality, but the young theological prodigy's rise was meteoric. From the head of the Kabul military court and later the Taliban's shadow justice system to the trainer of a whole generation of mujahideen. Ahmad describes him as a respectful man who cares greatly about his people's well-being.
The emirate has defeated the world superpower under his leadership, but he is still so down to earth. He did not show himself in parliament or other political institutions, but chose a madrasa in a poor neighborhood, which has sacrificed many of its students to the Islamic Emirate.
A flattering description of a terrorist. For some in the intelligence community, this appearance of Hibatullah Akhundzada in Kandahar is a staged event. It is reminiscent of the infamous Mullah Omar. The Taliban founder continued to be in charge until 2015, even though he had already been dead for 2 years. Whether he is alive and well in Kandahar or his appearance was a strategic ploy, support for Akhundzada's rule remains unwavering, even if it might be from the grave. South Asia Bureau, WION World is One.